Have you ever heard of this strange ritual that took place in Chartres Cathedral during the Middle Ages? Imagine this. At Easter, the most senior priest, the Dean of the Canons, would walk the entire path of the cathedral's famous labyrinth. He wasn't empty-handed. He carried a ball of yellow wool. When he reached the center, he'd start throwing it to the other canons surrounding the labyrinth, and they would throw it back, a sort of sacred game of catch. The official explanation from that time is quite straightforward. The senior priests represented Christ. Reaching the center symbolized Christ's victory over death, and the yellow ball, that was the universal call to resurrection shared with everyone. So on the surface, it's a beautiful, theatrical reenactment of the Easter story. Christ's resurrection, the triumph of light, and collective salvation for all. But this explanation is already a symbolic interpretation, not the full story of its origins. What if there's something much, much older hidden within this ritual? Let's start with the most obvious clue, the color. Why a yellow ball? This was not a random choice. In medieval art, yellow and gold were the colors of divine light, of glory, of something that never decays. It was the color used for the glorified body of Christ and for the transfigured sun. Think about it. A ball of yarn is a sphere. A yellow sphere at the center of a labyrinth at Easter. It's a regenerated sun. Even within a strictly Christian context, this ritual powerfully links Christ to the sun. The church fathers themselves often use solar titles for Christ, like Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, or Lux Mundi, the light of the world. So yes, behind the figure of Christ, there's a powerful, undeniable solar symbol at play. Now, let's consider the combination of the labyrinth, the thread, and the ball. The medieval texts themselves mention the Greek myth of Theseus and Ariadne's thread, which is a massive hint. This isn't just a coincidence. It points to a universal, ancient structure of initiation. The ball of yarn is brilliant because it combines two powerful symbols, the thread, which is the path, and the sphere, which is the origin and the destination. The ball isn't just a toy. It's the path and the goal rolled into one. And the fact that it is thrown and shared means this solar power is meant to be distributed. We're already moving far beyond a simple Sunday school lesson. This is where the comparison to ancient Egypt, specifically the Barque of Ra, becomes incredibly insightful. This isn't just a poetic similarity. The structures of the rituals are nearly identical. Every night, the Egyptian sun god Ra would journey through the underworld to do it in his sacred boat. He would fight off monsters and chaos, only to be reborn, victorious at sunrise. The Dean of Chartres walking the labyrinth mirrors Ra's journey through the duet. The labyrinth itself, with its twists and turns, is the duet. The Dean, like Ra, descends into this symbolic darkness. And the yellow ball? That's the sun itself, carried through the underworld to bring light back to the world. And here's the crucial part. This ritual isn't about intellectual understanding. It's about bodily experience. Walking the labyrinth forces a certain rhythm, a certain state of mind. It's a physical ordeal that changes your consciousness. This is exactly the same grammar of initiation used in ancient Egypt. The meaning is imposed on you through movement and endurance, not through a lecture. This brings us to a very subtle and powerful concept, the midnight sun. What is the midnight sun? It's not a physical sun you can see in the sky. It's the inner light you find in the heart of total darkness. It's the point of consciousness that stays awake when all else is asleep. Think about the labyrinth's center. It's not at the grand sunlit eastern end of the cathedral. It's in the middle of a confusing, disorienting path. You arrive there after being turned around, not by following a straight, illuminated road. The center of the labyrinth is the very definition of the midnight sun's location. The light that doesn't depend on daylight. So when the Dean throws that yellow ball from the center, it's not just a symbol of the sunrise. It's proof. It's proof that he has reached the inner light in the heart of darkness, and now that light can be shared with everyone. The ritual isn't just celebrating the historical resurrection, it's actively making that inner spiritual light accessible to the community. Let's connect this to the Egyptian mysteries again, specifically the cycle of Osiris. Osiris is the god of death and disintegration, but also of regeneration. In his hidden form, Sokar, he is the silent god of the underworld. He is the sun in its nocturnal journey. The Dean of Chartres is playing this exact role. He descends into the labyrinth, the duet, just as Christ descended into hell, and just as the sun crosses the night sky. The ritual function is identical. The labyrinth, with its long, winding path, about 250 meters of walking, demands endurance. Sometimes you're close to the center, then you're cast far away. This is precisely the nature of the duet described in the Egyptian coffin text. They say that he who tries to go straight gets lost, but he who accepts the rhythm and perseveres will pass. The Chartres labyrinth teaches this same lesson, but through the body. The yellow ball, this condensed sun, is the key. It's not white for purity or red for sacrifice. It's yellow, the color of gold, the flesh of the Egyptian gods. And it's passed on, not kept by the one who found it. Just like Ra, the sun reappears for everyone after its journey through the night. The ritual's timing at Easter, near the spring equinox, is no coincidence either. It's a cosmic alignment. Easter is about death and resurrection. The equinox is about solar rebirth. And Osiris himself is linked to the rebirth of vegetation in the spring. So let's put it all together. The medieval labyrinth ritual at Chartres is a rite of solar resurrection. Christianity provided the new language, but the ancient structure remained intact. The yellow ball of yarn is not just a cute symbol. It's an initiatory sun, a tangible piece of divine light. The cathedral itself functions as a stone boat, the nave, carrying its passengers through an inner night, the labyrinth, towards an invisible inner light. Chartres speaks the same silent, initiatory language as ancient Egypt, a language written in stone and experienced through the body. The abundant decoration of the cathedral might be a veil for the intellect, but the floor, the labyrinth itself, was the real place of initiation. The nave is the boat of Ra, the labyrinth is the duet, the dean is the solar priest, and the yellow ball is the divine sun, transmitted for all to share. It's a solar ritual frozen in stone, waiting to be walked. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into history and symbolism. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the hidden corners of our world. See you next time.